starting the class a bit early because I have some other commitment. But I have informed this year, but still the strength is only 28. I don't know what might be the reason. So yesterday we have done till cost, isn't it? We have done with the cost concepts, isn't it, yesterday? If I'm not wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So coming to the cost, so this is what we have done. There are 15 cost concepts. We have done with 15 cost concepts. Based on these, we have even finished the concept of cost and output relationship in short run. So can anyone say how is cost and output relationship regarding all these curves? So I have to explain all the 4 curves, isn't it? This is what cost and output relationship in short run. So can anyone say what is the behavior of cost in short run regarding average fixed cost curve, regarding marginal cost, average total cost, average variable cost? And it's a question.
Total fixed cost will be constant.
Yeah.
Average fixed cost will be decreasing.
Yeah, average fixed cost would be decreasing as you increase your production. And what happens to average total cost? Can you see the screen?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
I didn't share the screen. Now can you see?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is all about, so we have done with 15 cost concepts. So I hope no one have any doubts regarding the 15 cost concepts. Apart from the regular one, so a bit important are the opportunity cost. Bit important is the sunk cost and outlay cost, incremental cost, and explicit cost and implicit cost. Replacement cost versus historical cost are the important one. Marginal cost, long run, short run, fixed cost, and variable cost. So these are the important things. So opportunity cost refer to the next best alternative foregone is what alternative like if we have multiple options to select to take a decision, the second best alternative foregone is known as opportunity cost. So opportunity cost is a cost which we even apply in our day-to-day life, isn't it? So where to evaluate a decision, we evaluate all possible alternatives. The first best alternative we will select. The second best alternative, what we have foregone to select the first one, is known as opportunity cost. And I have given you the example of your BTech course, or I have given you the example. If we have a 25,000 or if we have certain amount, the best decision that you take is known as opportunity cost. Or either, for example, if you have an amount of 500 in your pocket, so the first best alternative according to you would be watching a movie. The second best alternative is to purchase a book for your exam. So here opportunity cost is purchase a book for your exam, and the alternative that you have selected would be watching a movie or even having food in the restaurant. And here this is what, why as the resources are limited, we have to evaluate the concept of opportunity cost, where we apply in the business, we apply in our day-to-day life, or we apply everywhere to take decisions. And outlay cost is a real cash outflow that goes out of the business. And can anyone say what do you mean by incremental cost or sunk cost? Incremental cost or sunk cost? What do you mean by incremental cost?
Incremental cost means the cost incurred with increase in production.
Yeah, very good, Abhinav.
And sunk cost means the cost incurred with but not with no benefits.
Yeah, and can you give an example for sunk cost?
Sunk cost example, sir. The machine which suppose a machine is there which is around cost of rupees 1 lakh, and we made a down payment for it up to 10,000.
Yeah.
But another company has the same machine up to a cost of 70,000.
Very good.
So we will buy the machine from the company which has cost 70,000.
Good. Yeah. Very good, Nana Abhinav. So that is known as sunk cost. And how about explicit and implicit? Can Rohit answer or Nishita? Can you answer, Nana? Nishita, can you answer? Is Rohit or Nishita there? What do you mean by implicit cost? Nishita, Rohit, are you there? Yeah,
Yes,
Nishita. Tell me, Nana. Implicit cost means what?
That would have been incurred but not incurred. Like example, sales of proprietor.
Salary of proprietor.
Salary of proprietor.
Yeah, very good. Rent of own building, interest on own capital are the examples of implicit cost. Very good, Nana. Okay. So, and how about the other concept of replacement cost and historical cost? What do you mean by replacement cost and is Rohit, are you there, Nana?
Yes, ma'am.
Chep Nana, enti?
I don't know, ma'am.
ఎందుకు అటెండ్ అవ్వలేదా క్లాస్?
అటెండ్ అవ్వాను మ్యామ్.
పక్కన ఇంకేమైనా మూవీ చూస్తున్నావా?
ఉన్నాను, లేదు మ్యామ్.
అదే మరి ఏ మిడ్ అయిపోయింది, ఇంకేం చేయలేరు మేడం, వినకున్నా చలేగానా?
కాదు మ్యామ్.
సాత్విక్ ఉన్నావా? Satvik, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm Satvika. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Nana, tell me the example of replacement cost and historical cost.
Example of replacement. Yes, ma'am. One second.
Googling it?
No, ma'am, no. I'm thinking. Just 1 minute.
Ma'am, replacement cost means books of assets could be valued, ma'am.
At what cost?
Replacement cost.
Very good. Like employees, isn't it? Employees, Anna, machinery, Anna.
Manager.
Yeah,
machine,
manager.
etc.
Yeah, very good. Good, Nana. Okay. So let's start with the next concept, that is cost and output relationship in shorthand. So please remember these important concepts, Nana. As simple as you can write on your own words. So what happens, the cost and output relationship in shorthand? And may I know what do you mean by shorthand? Shorthand is a period of 3 months to 1 year. And here, what is the difference between short run and long run? In short run, the managers or the production managers or the management cannot procure all factors of production except labor. So what happens here? All the factors of production becomes fixed except labor. So here, what we do is, what happens to this one is average fixed cost reduces as you increase your production. As you move on, average fixed cost. And how do you arrive at average fixed cost? Total production monthly output divided by total fixed cost. So average would be decreasing. So decreasing as you increase your production. And except average fixed cost, all will increase as you increase your production. Like variable cost. What are the examples of variable cost? What are the examples of variable cost, Nana? What do you mean by variable cost?
Raw material and labor.
Yeah, raw material and labor, isn't it? So such expenses increases if you increase the production. And in the case of marginal cost, how do I arrive at marginal cost? Cost incurred
for extra 1 year.
For extra 1 year.
Yeah, by extra 1 unit, and we have taken the difference, isn't it? Keeping the first unit as nil, the difference between the second and first one. So 130 minus 100 is 30, like that. So marginal cost is also increasing, and total cost increasing, variable cost increasing, and total cost increasing, except average fixed cost. So this is what the points that you need to mention in the case of cost and output relation in short run. Cost and output relation in short run. So this is what average fixed cost. So how it is decreasing as you go on increasing your output. So what you need to do is you have to draw this graph. So this graph shows the cost and output relationship. So average fixed cost okkate padipotundi, right? From first unit it is very high, second unit it started falling, and it has reduced, is known as average fixed cost. This is what you have to write. The first point regarding average fixed cost. As the production increases, the average fixed cost would be decreasing. Now coming to the next curve, that is marginal cost. Marginal cost would also increase as you go on increasing your production. Average total cost will also increase as you go on increasing your production. Average variable cost will also increase as you go on increasing your production. So this is how the curves would be. Marginal cost would be almost a straight line. Average fixed cost is what? Downward sloping. Average variable cost is again upward sloping. The combination of AVC and AFC is U shape of ATC. Is it clear, Nana? ఇప్పుడు మనం AFC half, AVC half తీసుకుంటే ATC అవుతుంది. Average variable cost plus average fixed cost is equal to average total cost, which will become a U shape. Is that clear? Because variable cost increase అవుతుంది, fixed cost decrease అవుతుంది. So if you combine these both, it would be a U shape, that is average total cost. Initially, it will decrease up to a particular point. Then again, the average total cost goes on increasing due to variable cost increase. Is it clear, Nana? So if you get a question, define the concept of relationship of cost and output in short run. Ante you have to draw this chart and start explaining about each graph and why it is increasing or why it is decreasing. Is it clear? This is about short run, cost and output relationship in short run. It is there in 6th chapter in Aryashri. Any doubts, Nana? Shall I go with the long run? Any doubts?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now going to the long run. Now going to the cost and output relationship in long run. The second concept. Long run is a period of 1 year to 10 years or 20 years. So what happens here? All costs become variable as the producer have enough time of gestation to add on all factors of production. What happens here? All factors become variable. And here, how do we explain the concept of average cost or average total cost? So here we even say average cost or average total cost. And cost and output relation in long run is explained with the concept of one big long run average total cost curve, where we superimpose 4 short run average total cost curves. Why? Because 3 months, and we say 3 months to 1 year. So what we do is we take 4 short run average total cost curves are superimposed on a big long run average cost curve to explain the concept of long run cost and output relationship. Okay, so even in long run, initially the cost reduces and later the cost increases in all the 4 short run average cost curves, explained with superimposing short run average cost curves on long run average cost curve. This is long run, and we have another concept here, optimum size of the firm. What do you mean by optimum size of the firm? At this point, the firm would be at least cost of production, at minimum cost of production. Optimum size of the firm is a point where the firm or the company would be at a least cost of production. The best situation or the best point where at this point, at those many units, if it manufacture, the firm will be at minimum cost of production. That is known as optimum size of the firm. And here where it is in this particular situation, SAC3 is tangential to long run average cost curve at a minimum point. Is that clear? So this is the minimum point that is known as optimum size of the firm. Third short run average cost curve is tangential minimum at long run average cost curve. So at OQ is what the optimum size of the firm. OQ units if it produce, the firm would be at minimum cost of production. That is known as optimum size of the firm. Is that clear? Because at minimum it is tangential to long run average cost curve. So here we have learned three: cost and output relationship in short run, where we explain this graph, draw this graph and explain about all the four curves. Then second one, cost and output relationship in long run. What you have to say, in long run, all factors of production becomes variable, where you can increase all factors of production. And here, how we explain long run? By superimposing four short run average total cost curves on long run average cost curves. And what is optimum size of the firm? At SAC3, the firm would be at minimum cost of production, where SAC3 is tangential at a minimum point of cost of production. This is known as a good sign where the company maximizes its profits. See here, SAC is tangential to LSC at a minimum point. Such point is known as optimum size of the firm. That means at OQ, the firm would be at least cost combination. So this is the end of the concept of cost. We have done with production concept, production analysis, and we have done with cost concept. What are the concepts that we have learned in cost concept? The first one is definition of cost, 15 cost concepts, then cost and output relationship in short run, in long run, then optimum size of the firm. So this is all about the concept of cost. The second main topic is over in unit 3. So any doubts till now, Nana? If not, I'll move on to the next concept.
No doubts, ma'am.
Yeah, shall I move
Clear,
on?
ma'am.
Yeah. So this is what about the second, why I'm stressing more, because the last unit, Nana, theory, in the fourth and fifth are problems. Even in third unit, the last concept, we have problems. Break-even analysis, we have practical problems. So if you are sure with these all, you will be perfect where you can get more CGPA, where you can get more marks. Okay. So, and the theory, and you can write where you will be perfect with once you listen. The practical problems, and I have tested your, what to say, I have tested your punctuality in the class, to what extent, because in the classroom I can inspect you to what extent are you in the class or wandering somewhere. As these are online classes, unfortunate, I cannot see you whether you are listening or not, whether you are there in the class or not. So therefore, please concentrate more on first 3 units. That's what I can say. So the end of first 2 concepts, that is production function, production analysis, cost analysis. Now going to the third one, market structures. Okay, market structures. We have been talking about all this concept earlier, isn't it? What do you mean by monopoly? What is a market? What is a competition and all? So here, let's talk with the third concept in production in unit 3, market structures. So what do you mean by market? Market is a place where buyer and seller meet for exchange of goods and services at a predetermined price. And what do you mean by market? Now the definition of market have been totally changed, where we don't physically go and meet a seller, isn't it? We have online shopping, where we have so many, isn't it? So many examples that we can give, where we can buy Amazon, Flipkart, or even we have so many, isn't it? Jio and all are the various online market services who provide us right from an needle to that of a big AC or a TV or even a house, isn't it? So these are the concepts of which the present scenario is. But normally The definition of market is nothing but a place where buyer and seller meet for the exchange of goods and services at a predetermined price. And predetermined price is nothing but either it may be a negotiable price or either it may be a determined price. So therefore, we say it as a predetermined price. So that is known as a market. Market is classified into competition. Market is classified as competition, and competition is divided into two: perfect competition and imperfect competition. Perfect competition and imperfect competition. Is that clear? What do you mean by market? Market is what this? Market is classified into competition. Competition is further divided into two: perfect competition and imperfect competition. Is that clear, Nana? So, in perfect competition, examples we can give is agricultural farming is what perfect competition is, the example that I give, or internet services is what I can give the example of perfect competition. Perfect competition features, and then we'll go with the perfect competition first. And imperfect competition is the second classification. As I said, monopoly. Monopoly is the first main thing in the imperfect competition. What do you mean by monopoly? As of your knowledge, as of now, where we are in third unit, and you are not new to this, isn't it? So what do you mean by monopoly?
Only one brand ruling the competition.
Yeah, ruling the competition. So can you give an example? Monopoly. Rule the total market, isn't it? There are no competitors. Cross elasticity is zero. The
Railways now.
Railways, very good, isn't it? Railways, but do you know, anyone have an idea regarding Tejas trains in railways? Tejas trains. Who is the owner of it? It's nothing but a part have been privatized. So till now, till 2020 November, we used to talk about privatization, monopoly under railways, but a wing have been added as a privatization in railways, where Tejas in collaboration with IRTC have started the concept of these trains. Have you have an idea, Nana, about this? Anyone in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So what is it all about? It's a fastest train which runs very fast, isn't it? Like so many kilometers in just 1 hour.
Yes, ma'am.
And can anyone give a presentation on this Tejas trains and regarding the privatization? Who can skip the test and get 5 marks of assignment? Who can give a presentation on this Tejas trains, and how about when it have been started? What is the strategy, and how many trains have been started, and why it has break the chain of monopoly of railways through this Tejas trains? Who is interested to give a presentation on it? Who can skip directly 5 marks? Need not write the test.
When do you want? Yeah.
Take your time. 1 week, Nana. Take your time. 1 week. A presentation of 10 minutes or 15 minutes. And your friends need to know privatization was why it has happened. Now we can't give any example of monopoly in India, because the Tejas trains is what the concept which we can give. So I just want a presentation of 10 minutes regarding this. A stereotyped example of...
Ma'am, is it a group work or only one?
Group work, and how can I divide the marks, Nana?
Same marks for the group.
Group, all the group? Group of how many? Just
5.
Nana, you just talk about it with the CRs and just let me know by Friday. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So all the 5 students need not write the test, who can directly get 5 marks. Those who give the presentation on it. It should be good output, Nana. Marks కాదు ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఆ కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థం కావాలి. ప్రాక్టికల్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇస్తే నేను ఫైండ్ చేసి ప్రెజెంటేషన్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి ఇవ్వడం అదే బోరింగ్, అదే సేమ్ క్లాస్ తీసుకున్నట్టే అవుతుంది. మీరు ఇస్తే ఏంటంటే యూ విల్ బి ప్రిపేరింగ్ అండ్ ఈవెన్ యువర్ ఫ్రెండ్స్ వుడ్ నో వాట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ యాక్చువల్లీ. Okay, just give me the names, and when you are prepared to by Friday, regarding the Tejas trains and regarding the concept of privatization of railways of these Tejas trains. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So monopoly is what? This single seller, many buyers. The producer can control either price or this one. The features and all will take in further. Monopolistic competition, nothing but a product differentiation based on the features. The product would be differentiated with the other products. Such as Apple is what the example we can give. Monopolistic competition ante product differentiation. The main feature of monopolistic competition is product differentiation. It's nothing but the specific feature is there only in that company, because of which it is differentiated with others. Like even camera, we have Yashica as an example where it has a different lens where the others wasn't having, is what the example that I used to give earlier 5-10 years back. కానీ ఇప్పుడు కెమెరా అంటే ఐ థింక్ it has become an antique piece where everyone have camera in your hands, isn't it? So it's better we can give an example of iOS, that is Apple, where it has a specific features where the others doesn't have. But even the alage we have unique specific features with Jio, with the different products of cell phones offered by different manufacturers. So monopolistic competition is also the other topic where the students can give the presentation of at least 10 products where this is identified as a unique feature by different products. Only this company offers such feature where the other doesn't offer. Therefore, the company enjoys monopolistic competition. అర్థమైందా నాన్న మీకు చెప్పేది నేను? The second concept, first is the Tejas trains monopoly. Second is monopolistic competition, where, what do you mean by monopolistic competition? Product differentiation. Product differentiation ante enti? The company offers a particular product which has a specific feature only in that product. ఇప్పుడు సెల్ ఫోన్స్ లో iOS లో ఉన్న ఫీచర్స్ అన్నిట్లో ఉండవు, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So are you there, the others, apart from Janavi, Akash and the others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So therefore, the product differentiation anedi enti, it's nothing but a particular company offers a specific feature which that particular company only has. The others doesn't have. So like that, because of which that particular firm enjoys monopolistic competition, where the others can't offer it and only a firm can offer. Like that, you can give 10 companies which enjoys a monopolistic competition due to a specific feature or due to specific advanced facility that the company provides, where the company is enjoying monopolistic competition. At least 10, top 10, you can take an example and give a presentation on monopolistic competition. This is the second topic. Okay, this only 1 or 2 can give. First 5, 1 can give. The second 5, the second can give. Okay, like iOS is a one. What is the feature? A specific feature. And why does it enjoy monopolistic competition? Is it clear, Nana? This is the second topic. Just take down. Monopoly, Tejas trains, monopolistic competition. Like Apple, we have many. Take 10, where 2 can give this as a presentation.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. So this is about monopolistic competition. And oligopoly, few sellers, cutthroat competition, cutthroat and cut neck competition, a few sellers, interdependency on decision making. And if one seller increases the price, the other follow the suit. If one seller increases the price, the other doesn't increase. But if one seller decreases the price, the other sellers follow the suit. Example, I have given you as automobile industry, cell phone industry, newspapers are the examples of oligopoly. Now coming to duopoly is nothing but 2 sellers. 2 sellers are the examples of Pepsi and Coca-Cola, who enjoys the whole market, is the 4th concept of duopoly under imperfect competition. Is that clear? So oligopoly also top companies who participate in oligopoly in automobile industry. You can give the presentation about the 6 or 7 companies who are top, who enjoys the total market share. The first one is Maruti, as as for sure that is there. And apart from Maruti, who are the others who are the main players in automobile industry? What is their turnover and what is their share in the market in automobile industry? This you can give a presentation for 5 to 10 minutes in oligopoly in automobile industry and telephone also, telephone services. So this can be taken again by 2. Okay, and we don't take all the presentations on one day, we'll just plan. Instead of quiz, we take the presentations. So don't worry, any presentations we'll plan it out. I just want the names first, the topic and the names, so that I'll chalk out the program and let you know when you need to give the presentation.
Ma'am, is it not mandatory for everyone?
No, Nana, it's not mandatory. Compulsory kaadu, it's out of your interest if you are willing to give the presentation.
But won't we get 5 marks if we do the presentation?
Yeah, you get 5 marks. You need not write the test.
Oh, people who don't give the presentation, they will be writing the test.
Yeah, they have to write the test to get assignment of second mid.
Oh, okay, ma'am. Understood.
Yeah. And apart from this marks, I don't think you need to think much to give a presentation. You know how important are the communication skills to get a job, to do a business, or to present yourself anywhere to prove your knowledge, isn't it? So this is a platform where you can show your skills of communication is what I think you should take at this maturity level, what I get if I give the presentation. I expect such maturity levels from you. I think by 2 you need to be perfect in these. It's I think I am not wrong that you are at that level of maturity where this is a platform for you to show your presentation skills as well. And your interest in the subject and in the business and in the market. Is that clear, Janavi? This is what I think. I hope all
Yes,
are
ma'am.
listening this, and I hope everyone would come with an interest and give your names regarding this. Okay, now let's start with the perfect competition. As I said, the example of perfect competition is agricultural industry, such as manufacture of rice, wheat, and all. And here, why we say it as perfect competition is the resources are limited, and here the seller have no option but take the price that is decided by the market. Okay, based on the cultivation of rice, the market decide the price, and the seller accepts the price decided by the market. So therefore, it is known as perfect competition. Here example we can give as seller of wheat, seller of rice, seller of maize, seller of dal, of tur dal, seller of all the dals who are farming industry, who are in agricultural and farming industry. The perfect competition exactly suits there, or we say it as an perfect competition. Now let's see the features of a perfect competition. What do you mean by perfect competition? There's a type of market structure which all firms in an industry are the price takers, and there is a freedom of entry and exit with many number of buyers and sellers is known as perfect competition. And before going to the market, may I know what is the distinction between a firm and an industry? What do you mean by a firm and what do you mean by an industry? What makes an industry? What is a firm? It's a question now.
Ma'am, a firm focuses on a specific product or a small group of products, while the industry takes care of it looks in the broader picture, ma'am.
Product picture also, or in economic terms, Nana, simple.
Ma'am, it takes care of a wide range of goods, ma'am.
Yeah, that is known as
Industry.
Ma'am, several firms make an industry.
Very good. Several firms make an industry. What is a firm?
Firm is a small which only fulfills one objective.
Yeah, one objective. Like oligopoly lo, single firm is Maruti. Firm refer to Maruti. Industry ante anni car manufacturing, automobile manufacturing companies make an industry. Is it clear, Nana? Automobile industry antam. Automobile firm Maruti. Automobile industry ante anni Volkswagen, Tata, Mahindra, Maruti, Suzuki, Honda, ఇవన్నీ కూడా make an industry. That is known as firm and an industry. Okka Honda company is a firm. Okka Maruti is a firm. But all firms together carrying on similar type of business make an industry. Is it clear, Nana? So you should be aware of all these terms in the market. What do you mean by a firm? A Maruti is a firm. What do you mean by industry? Industry refer to all firms together make an industry who carry on similar type of business is known as industry. Now, did you get, Nana, all of you? What do you mean by a firm and an industry? Or Airtel? Yeah, Airtel is an firm. Idea, Jio, Airtel, ivanni kuda make an industry. Is it clear? So this is known as the distinction between a firm and an industry. So you should be aware of these two concepts. What do you mean by a firm? What do you mean by industry? So here in this perfect competition, the market structure where all the firms ante companies who sell the rice, companies who sell the wheat are known as firms. All the firms who sell rice, all the firms who sell wheat is known as an industry. So the total industry is a price taker in perfect competition. Who decides the price here? The market decides the price on an average production every year per quintal. 4,500 is the price per quintal of one bag of rice. This is decided by the market. So on an average 100 to this or that due to transportation cost based on the production of Warangal, Anantapur and so on, the total production, the price would be decided by the market. And here you have to accept the price decided by the market. So this is what the concept of perfect competition. Let us see the features. Features of perfect competition. The first one is there are large number of buyers and sellers. We observe there are many sellers of rice, there are many sellers of wheat. There is no restriction, isn't it? There is no restriction that you can't sell rice. Anyone can sell rice, anyone can sell wheat like that. So there are many number of buyers and sellers. Buyers and as it is a staple food of India, wheat and rice, we almost everyone consume rice and wheat. So therefore we say there are large number of buyers and sellers. The second feature is the sellers or the firm sell homogeneous products or services. Now, what do you mean by homogeneous products? Homogeneous product and a similar type of product. There is no product differentiation. Rice ante on an average emuntainana categories. One is Sona Masuri, Basmati, broken rice, or what we say it as the low quality rice. These are the four categories. So Sona Masuri ante okate quality, అందులో ఇంకేం distinction ఉండదు, same. So therefore products offered by each and every seller are homogeneous, much or more same, similar. Is that clear? So that is the important second feature, homogeneous product. No distinction between the product sold by one seller with that of the product sold by the other seller. That is known as homogeneous products. Now, because andaru okate price accept chestaru kabatti, it is homogeneous products. Now going to the third one, the seller is a price taker and the market decides the price. He's not price decider, he's a price taker in the market. So if there is a product differentiation, which type of market do we say? If the products are identified distinctly, which type of market is what I said? We have talked about the presentation just now, isn't it? If the product is identified with a specific feature, that is known as product differentiation. Under which type of market structure it comes?
Imperfect competition.
Imperfect lo which?
Monopoly.
Monopolistic competition. Monopoly ante single seller kada nana. Monopolistic competition ante product differentiation is what the main feature. I gave you example of Apple iOS, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect competition lo reverse ante homogeneous product. Each and every seller sells same type of product is known as perfect competition, homogeneous product or service. Now the next one is the seller is a price taker and The market decides the price. So up to here it is clear. Large number of buyers and sellers, homogeneous products or service. The seller is a price taker and not the price decider, as the market decides the price. Then the fourth one is perfect mobility of factors of production. What are the factors of production? We have done in first part. What are the factors of production? Factors of production are L1, L2, COT, isn't it? Land, labor, capital, technology, and organization. These are known as factors of production. You have forgot, all of you?
No, ma'am.
Nana, am I going fast that you are not remembering anything? Is this pace okay? Please respond, all of you.
It is okay, ma'am. It's just taking some time to remember, that is all.
Okay, because the terminology is new still.
No, ma'am, it's just been long. We'll answer, ma'am.
So here I'm asking factors of production. Nana manamu formula kuda cheppam kada. Y is equal to Q is equal to Y or Q is the quantity is equal to function.
L1, L2, COT.
Yeah, L1, L2, COT. అది formula చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా, that is a production function. C is capital, technology, land, labor. So ఇందులో in perfect competition, the other feature is there should be perfect mobility. అంటే availability of all factors of production should be there. If there is no land, again there would be shortage and the production would be less, and again it doesn't come under perfect competition. The another main feature of perfect competition is there should be availability of land, labor, capital, technology, everything. Availability of all factors of production. Then freedom of entry and exit. Are there any restrictions to sell rice? Are there any restrictions to sell wheat? Anyone can sell anytime. Anyone can come out of that business at any time. But can we run our trains on rail of Central Railways? There are government restrictions. Yes or no? Or can we start without licensing of the businesses?
No, ma'am.
There are restrictions. We have to take license. Which type of businesses should obtain license?
Pharmaceutical companies.
Very good. Pharmaceuticals. The consumption which you directly consume, such as pharmaceuticals, restaurants, food joints, clothes, ఇవన్నీ కూడా అంటే ఏవైతే హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ డైరెక్ట్ కన్సంప్షన్ చేస్తారో, లిక్కర్, ఆల్కహాల్, దీస్ అన్నిటికీ కూడా యూ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ ఎ లైసెన్స్, ఎ క్యాంటీన్ అండ్ ఆల్. So therefore, but such restrictions are not there in the case of perfect competition. Anyone can enter anytime, anyone can stop to enter anytime. So this is known as freedom to enter and exit. Perfect information is available to the buyers. Regarding the price level changes, regarding the output, regarding the availability and all, there would be perfect information to the buyer as well as the seller. So these are the 6 features. And the 7th point, just add on, Nana, zero marketing and advertising expenses. So here it is there. But in present scenario, we are even observing the advertisements of rice, isn't it? Or advertisements of advertisement. What is that advertisement to promote the rice? Market the rice. Nowadays we see that we get more rice with 1 glass, or even the dal and all, isn't it? But earlier there were no marketing strategies applied in perfect competition, but there is a little change. But normally zero marketing and advertising expenditure is what another feature in perfect competition. So how many features? 7 features in perfect competition. This is all about the concept of perfect competition and features of perfect competition. Is it clear, Nana? I'll stop and start the quiz. We have done with perfect competition. Tomorrow I'll start with monopoly. Okay, perfect competition ayipindi, then monopoly. Is it clear till here, all of you? If at all any doubts, you can ask me in the next one. Okay.